So Monokuma just lied then. Was like, "Ha, Makoto, yes, you're the killer. You all got him. Let's kill you." Like, because he very well couldn't have said that he did it. Or the Holocaust as you mean. We have to think of this place as like Japan only. The rest of the world doesn't exist. A group of people who caused the tragedy 1 year ago. Those same people put together this killing game and began broadcasting it around the world. Are they really broadcasting it? Like, I don't know if Monokuma's lying when he says that. The most desperately awful group of people ever. That is the mastermind's true identity. Our enemy has finally been revealed. But right now we have to get out of this horrible place. Figuring out the rest of the story can come later. Yeah, you're right. Well, I mean, I feel like Hiroshima and Nagasaki are like if you think about it, it's like, it's war. And back in the day, maybe like war, like sure they're like pretty horrible events, but war was, like I don't want to say war is like normal, but war I feel like is considered like, you know, just some shit that like had to happen, is like inevitable. Whereas like maybe whatever they're talking about here in the game, when they say like cruel, maybe they mean like absolutely like inhumane, like fucking like skinning people alive or some shit, I don't know. But also remember that this is just a video game, so. How do we get out of here? Garbage? Kyoko, let's get out of here. Kyoko, do you still have that one thing? Monokuma's secret tool that you got from the headmaster's room?
Indeed.
Of course I do. It's an absolutely vital part of ensnaring the mastermind. I would never part with it. And it can open any door in the school, right?
That's right.
That's right. And we should be able to use it on that door, right? What the hell? Come on, Kyoko. Get one step ahead here. We can use that key of yours to open this door, right?
It's true.
Let's find out. Perfect, it opens.
Indeed.
And now we can get out of here. Let's go. Yay, I survived. There wasn't enough time to take a breath of relief because the real fight had just begun. Ultimate pain, ultimate suffering, ultimate despair, ultimate execution, ultimate death. How many of us are left? 6? Was that the number that displayed? We got me? Yeah, 6. Okay. Because the only person that died was the ultimate despair. I still don't understand why she's calling it the ultimate despair when we established that they're the ultimate fighter, or ultimate soldier, or whatever. After leaving the garbage pit, we found ourselves in a tunnel extending straight up like a chimney. There was a metal ladder leading up into the tunnel. We started climbing the ladder, intent on reaching the surface. The ladder was impossibly long, I couldn't even see where it ended. We climbed into darkness. The passage was so dark and cramped I couldn't even see my own feet beneath me. I had no idea we were so far down.
What? Hey.
Don't lose your footing. If you slip, I won't be able to catch you. Yeah, I'll be careful. But now that you said that, I'm getting kind of nervous. Maybe talking will help keep my mind off it. So Kyoko, there's something I wanted to ask you. You said you're the ultimate detective, right? So how long have you been doing detective work? How long?
So...
Ever since I can remember. I come from a long line of detectives. Detective work is in my blood. There was a time when being a detective was considered a sacred duty. My family's always seen it that way. Then is your family famous?
Wrong.
Quite the opposite, actually. Even among actual detectives, many people haven't heard of us. Huh? But how come? It's like your family tradition, right? So...
Right.
Because we take pride in it. Pride?
Indeed.
A detective is neither light nor shadow. We represent neither justice nor evil. That is how we can uncover the absolute truth. We stand neutral in all things, and to do that we have to stand separate from the rest of society. Which is why we made a conscious effort to conceal our existence. A conscious effort?
It's true.
It's kind of old-fashioned, and I can't say it's entirely rational. But it's our family creed, and we do what we must to protect it. because like I said, it's our source of pride. So that explains. Before I came here, Wen was looking up info about the school online. I never saw anything about her because she hid herself on purpose to protect the pride of her family.
However,
And yet, I gave up some of that pride. In order to open Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing it was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do. But the reason you gave up that pride... it was because that's how much you wanted to reconnect with your dad, right? There's no shame in that.
What?
Reconnect? I had absolutely no desire to reconnect with my father. Huh? But you'd be reuniting after all those years, right? You would have had so much to talk about.
Wrong.
There's nothing I want to talk to my father about.
However,
there's something I want to say to him, though.
No
matter what it takes, I have to find him and tell him face to face. What is it?
So...
I want to sever all ties with him. The last time I saw him, I was still very young, so I don't remember myself, but apparently he was extremely intelligent. He was in line to become the next head of the Kirigiri family. He was talented, he had a promising future.
However,
but he had no interest in detective work, so he cut himself off from the family. Not long after that, my mother died, and he simply ran away. He went to my grandfather, and they had a huge argument, and young as I was, he left me behind. I'm sure there was a reason for that. I'm sure your dad wanted to take you with him.
Right.
If that's true, then I need to thank him for leaving me, because unlike him, I take pride in the work I do. I take pride in my family name, so every last part of me is happy he didn't take me with him. If I'd gone with him, I never would have had the chance to become a detective. I was above Kyoko on the ladder, so I wasn't able to see her expression, so I couldn't tell. I couldn't see how she looked when she said that, what she might have been feeling. All I could tell was that compared to her usual self, she was more talkative and more emotional. I don't blame him, you know, he had his own life to live. That's what anyone in my position might say, right? But it's not true.
However,
but there's one thing I can never forget.
So...
the way everyone else looked at me. I was never sad about being left behind. Like I said, I think it was a good thing.
However,
but when the rest of my family looked at me, they saw something different. They only saw me as the little girl that was abandoned by her father. That's how they see me even to this day. His shadow's been following me my entire life. I'm sick of it. I need him out of my life. I need to step out of his shadow.
Correct.
That's why I have to find him and tell him we're no longer family. In order to settle the past. In order to remove him from my life forever. I have no doubt he forgot about me years ago. But your family, just cut him out like that.
Wrong.
Our only connection is through blood, nothing more. Are we connected by heart and soul? No.
Hey.
Is blood really enough to call someone family? Only connected by blood, not by heart or soul. I was so shocked to hear her say something like that. I didn't know how to respond. I said nothing. And after I don't know how long, we finally reached the top. My voice is giving away. Looks like this is it.
Indeed.
On the other side of the door, Hope's Peak is waiting for us. We're back.
That's right.
Remember that hatch on the ground near the trash room? I'm fairly certain that's where we'll come out. I unlocked it earlier, so it should open without much trouble. Well, here goes nothing. I reached my hand right up and pushed against the hatch. Imagine it didn't open and we had to like stand here or like just hang here on the freaking ladder. Looks like we're back. But I can't believe how long that ladder was. I'm exhausted. Can't exactly say we're safe and sound, but at least we're out of there. And now we're back in Hope's Peak Academy. Kyoko, thank you. I never would have gotten out of there without you. No thanks necessary. I was just returning the favor. Oh, Thunder, you missed a lot. So, now what do we do?
Well, if you say so, then I'm in
Glad I
too.
didn't die, of course. But if the mastermind finds out, and I'm worried about you too. You helped me, so they might.
Listen.
You're worried? Yeah, of course.
So then,
Then let's just get a concrete answer.
in other words...
Let's ask Monokuma if there's a problem with you escaping. Wait, that's...
However...
If we try to hide, it's only a matter of time till we're found out. And it's not like we can run away. As she said that, she pointed at the nearby surveillance camera. So you're saying, rather than stressing out over getting caught, we should just give up now? Don't worry. What you think is going to happen isn't. Because the mastermind is the one that's ensnared. You said something like that before. What does it mean?
So...
The mastermind stood exposed during the investigation into Mukuro's death. There was a moment where the mastermind let their guard down. There
Right.
was? If we can talk to Monokuma, we can confirm it. And it'll be better for us if we go to him directly before he tracks us down. That should help with our negotiations. Still a little, super uneasy about this. But we don't really have a choice, do we?
Indeed.
Monokuma should be in the gym.
Shall we
Let's
go?
get going. Okay, let's go to the gym. Yo, I wonder, I should have saved in a different save file, because I wonder what would have happened if I called Kyoko out on her lie. So curious. Probably just YouTube it, honestly. I wonder if it would just be like, it would give me a game over of some sort. Or if the story would somehow play or in the same kind of way. I don't know. The gym.
Well.
Kyoko, I don't mind so much. But Makoto's supposed to be dead. What's he doing here? That's exactly how I thought he'd react. Are we really gonna be okay? You were supposed to be punished. Did Kyoko help you?
What?
So what if I did? What will you do? If the guilty party is exposed during the class trial, they alone will be executed. It's unfortunate, but that is the rule. So now I gotta punish you again, and this time I won't leave anything to chance. Kyoko, do whatever you feel you have to. What?
However,
But before you do, let me just say one thing.
now,
If you execute Makoto, that means you lose. Not that that matters to you, right?
Huh?
I lose?
Hey!
You explain yourself. What do you mean by that?
because
Well, you set up this latest class trial yourself, right? I was getting in your way, so you wanted an excuse to kill
In
me.
other
I was
words-
supposed to be chosen as the blackened and then executed, right? Hey, what are you talking about?
however,
But when Makoto chose to overlook my lie, your plan came crashing down. The results of the trial weren't at all what you were expecting. Because you never imagined that in that position, one person would protect another like that.
right,
And in response to that unexpected development,
indeed.
you reacted by proclaiming Makoto the blackened and trying to execute him. You made the choice out of desperation, no more than that. You must have realized that Makoto, who refused to be manipulated, was a threat to you as well.
However,
But then there wasn't another unexpected development waiting for you. An entity that would throw a wrench, so to speak, in your precious execution machinery. Alter ego. You never imagined the possibility of a being that could come to our aid even after you'd killed it.
am I wrong?
Now, here's the absolute truth. Makoto didn't kill Mukuro. You did.
Listen to me.
So executing Makoto for it would surely be a violation of your rules, which I know you love so much. If the blackened is exposed, they alone will be executed. That's what you told us, right? And that means I lose? You talk a big game. You're saying the blackened is me and not Makoto?
Well?
And you can prove this, right?
Well,
No, you can't. Don't just say it like that. What is this, a comedy routine? Don't make such bold claims without a shred of evidence.
that doesn't matter.
I don't have any right now, but with a little more time, I guarantee I'll find some.
That's right.
Because no matter how deeply you try to bury it, there is only ever one absolute truth. And now you're trying to talk like some kind of famous detective type?
Because
If Makoto really was the killer, he never would have come to you unwillingly like this. Can't come to you willingly like this. He would have feared for his life, feared another execution. He would have tried to run and hide. He would have been gripped by the despair you so love to inspire.
however,
But here we are, confronting you with nothing but hope in our hearts.
What the heck?
And that's supposed to be enough to convince me in the absence of evidence?
indeed.
It's not you I'm trying to convince. If you were to execute Makoto now, everyone out there watching this would be extremely displeased. Huh?
Indeed.
Imagine what everyone out there would think if you killed Makoto. They would assume that you killed him because what we said is exactly right.
Listen to me.
Despair can never kill hope.
Hey,
Of course, you can say we're just making this all up. You're welcome to prove us wrong. No, you have no choice but to prove it. Because if you kill Makoto without proving your own innocence, you'll be accepting your own defeat. If you want to earn our despair fair and
that's what we
square,
have to do.
then I suggest you take my advice. So, what is this advice of yours?
It's true.
To do Mukuro's trial over again. Only this time you follow the school regulations to ensure a fair trial.
It's time for
It's
one
time for
last
one last
showdown.
showdown.
One final battle
Oh.
between hope and despair.
One final battle?
Hey,
Is this the end of the game? No way. We still have more deaths to do. Or I guess the game ends if we figure out the mastermind, I guess. Well, what would make for a proper climax? That would make for a proper climax, wouldn't you say? fair trial, one last showdown. In other words, this would be our chance to expose the true identity of Mukuro's killer, of the mastermind themselves. But what reason would the mastermind have to accept the challenge? They'll probably just execute me without another word. Interesting.
Barrett!
Very interesting indeed. Barry?
What's wrong?
Oh, I was getting bored, so I decided to change things up a little. So time for bear jokes. Now, what you suggested might be plausible. It would certainly make for one honey of a climax.
In other words,
Does that mean you accept it?
You guys!
If we do things your way, that'll be enough to convince you and the viewers, right? You're the viewers. And it would cause you unbearable despair, right? Then I'm prepared to agree to your terms. Will your hope win out, or will my despair claim victory?
I can
Let's
barely
have one
contain
final grisly
myself.
showdown. He agreed, and we still have a shot at this.
Barrett!
But this is the long-awaited climax, right? Just guessing the killer is barely a fitting end.
You guys!
So for this final face-off, you'll have to unearth all the mysteries that have been buried here. All the mysteries? That's right, every last mystery that's pawing around the school. If you can do that,
I can barely
Then
contain myself.
that'll be enough to qualify as a victory for you.
it's true.
That's what we've been trying to do all along. Okay, well good, then let's bear it all. If you can claw your way to the truth of Mukuro's death and solve the mystery of this
You
school,
guys!
then you win. If you can't do all that, we'll all face execution, right? I can barely contain my excitement. When you learn the whole truth, what kind of despair will you show me? We're as excited as you are, I'm sure.
Listen to me.
When we've uncovered every last truth, how will the ultimate despair reveal their own despair? Honestly, can't believe how this all turned out.
Hey,
But before we get started, I want to clarify one more thing. Do you remember the rule? When one student kills another, that's when a class trial is held.
What's wrong?
I remember that for sure. So what?
hey,
I just want to confirm that is what you said, right? And it's a true statement? You don't have to be so suspicious. I've said it before, but it bears repeating. Everything is based on the school regulations, and having a trial from Mukuro is no exception to that. Mukuro's trial is no exception, then it's part of the regulations? Which would have to mean that whoever killed Mukuro... It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students. What?
listen.
Are you telling the truth? Why do you go quiet all of a sudden?
Now I'm really
I'm done talking.
angry.
I got nothing left to say to you, so get lost, would you? Why so mad?
Whew.
He seems emotionally unstable.
Hey!
Leave me alone. Get out of here. Okay, I'm going. You're really gonna let me go? I don't even care anymore. You're all gonna get your punishment later anyway. I need to start getting ready. Or getting it ready. A super duper extra special punishment overflowing with despair.
Hey,
Come on, Makoto, let's go. Monokoma's unstable laughter seemed to cling to us as we walked away, and just like that, we were out of the gym. Oh man, are we coming to close to endgame here? I could hardly believe it, but somehow I ended up not getting executed. Still had my life, and we still had a chance. Overall, things turned out way better than expected. Once again, I was in Kyoko's debt. Kyoko, thank you. Everything I have right now is because of you.
however,
Don't thank me just yet. The real battle is still ahead of us. Yeah, true. But still, I'm glad it worked out. I wasn't sure if the enemy would accept my proposal. But honestly, why would the mastermind agree to that? I mean, they don't stand to gain anything from a final showdown, do they?
so,
They had no choice but to accept.
because,
It's all because of that one moment that the mastermind let down their guard. Like I said. So when was it?
so,
I wasn't there to hear it myself, but do you remember what the mastermind said? They said they had hijacked the airwaves to broadcast our school life to the outside world, right? Yeah, they definitely said that.
listen.
And what did you think when you heard that? Pretty hard to believe, right? How does she know he said that? Because she wasn't there. Like, who told her? Well, I mean, the idea of actually taking over the airwaves seems so unbelievable.
Indeed.
You don't exactly read about something like that happening very often, so it's hard to imagine. In other words, that kind of thing is extremely difficult to pull off.
However,
And yet somehow the mastermind was able to do it.
in other words,
But think of it another way. There must have been some reason they had to do something that difficult. A reason?
so
They had to show the world something, no matter the cost. Us killing each other. They wanted to show the world?
it would seem
The mastermind has been very adamant about not killing us directly, but forcing us to kill each other. And all the rules and regulations were designed to encourage that. Yeah, that makes sense. If those stupid regulations didn't exist, nobody would have killed anybody.
in other words.
So the mastermind's ultimate goal was to make us kill each other and show that off to the world. But why?
Correct.
To prove a point, most likely. Prove a point?
Hey.
The outside world has a name for the students of Hope's Peak, right? A certain concept. You're talking about hope, right?
That's right.
And for those of us who represent hope, to kill each other and sink into despair, the mastermind wants the world to see that, to try and prove that despair is better than hope. That's their goal, as the ultimate despair. That's ridiculous.
It's true.
You're right, it is ridiculous, completely irrational. It's the kind of thing that nobody but those who call themselves the ultimate despair would devise. That group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. But is that really their only reason for making the rest of us suffer?
Makoto.
I know how angry it must make you, and yet that same motivation is what led to the mastermind revealing their weakness.
In other words.
Because their goal is to broadcast this killing game to the world, the mastermind has had to be more particular than is reasonable about their own regulations. If the mastermind simply ignored their rules, this wouldn't have been a game, but a one-sided slaughter.
At the very least.
At least, that's how those who are watching this would have seen it. And that's why the mastermind couldn't kill any of us themselves?
Indeed.
That is precisely the reason. No matter how much they may hate what I'm doing, I haven't violated a single one of their regulations. Junko broke the rules, so she was punished. But in my case, they couldn't lay a finger on me.
Right.
So instead, they tried to use the class trial following all their proper rules to get me killed. They began a trial that didn't have a right answer, then made me out to be the killer. But even that didn't work.
It's true.
Yes, thanks to you. And due to that failure, the mastermind took yet another risk. They attempted to kill you instead, who also was not the killer. And when that fact was exposed on live TV to the entire outside world, the mastermind had to accept your suggestion
Indeed.
to prove to the world that despair is better than hope. They have to defeat us in perfect form.
In other words.
It would only do the mastermind harm to have it shown that they'd violated their own regulations. But all of that was a hunch, right? And you were still able to get the mastermind to accept your challenge.
However.
Well, it's only thanks to you that we got the chance, because you believed in me. Another path opened up. Still, I can't believe how much of the mastermind's thoughts and plans you were able to figure out. I didn't have the slightest clue. And in the end, though, I couldn't prove any of it. It was just my reasoning. Essentially, I was making a bet.
Whew.
But it looks like I got it right, this time at least. I won the bet. To be honest, I haven't been that nervous in a long time. I totally couldn't tell you were nervous at all. You seemed totally confident from the moment we decided to go talk to him. Well, presenting a strong demeanor is a fundamental part of negotiation and persuasion, wouldn't you say? Plus, if I showed my uneasiness, that would have just made you that much more uneasy. Yeah, you're probably right. How pathetic.
However.
Anyway, we can't relax just yet. All we've done is earn another chance to fight. We have to win this time.
Correct.
Or everything we've gone through will have been for nothing. You're right. If we can't defeat the mastermind, it will cost us our lives. Hey, Luganator! There's no option except to win.
Hey.
But before we begin the final battle, we have to tell the others what's going on. True, but now we know who our real enemy is. All we have to do now is work together with everyone to destroy the mastermind. Work together with everyone.
However.
Is that really possible?
Anyway,
right now we have to go find the others.
Shall we go?
They're probably in the dorms somewhere. Shall we go? Alrighty, let's go. Oh my goodness. Stitches. Stitches! Why are my notifications so delayed?
Ah, I wasn't expecting that.
Stitches! Oh my god.
Ah, I wasn't expecting that.
Thank you, Stitches, for the 10 gifted. That's so nice of you. Alrighty, here we are. So Kyoko, we were talking here, and she was all like, we gotta do the final trial, and we gotta talk to people, or something like that, so let's talk to people, I guess. Oh! And suddenly we were greeted with... Wow. Nice language. You again. Uh-oh. He's broken. Is he broken? I suppose his emotional instability reached its limit. Jeez, what the heck?
However,
I wonder what that was all about. I couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief. Ah.
Is that Makoto?
You guys!
It is! There's no two ways about it. That's Makoto.
Oh yeah, they don't know that I'm alive. I forgot.
You survived?
Jeez, you're like a stubborn little cockroach, you know that?
I'm just asking to make sure, but you're not a ghost, right?
What?
Hey Olivia. Wait, what's that smell?
What the heck?
Yeah, man, that seriously stinks. It's Makoto. He smells like a wet dog. Get away. Shoo, shoo. And in a flash, my tears dried up.
Makoto.
There's no time to indulge in an extended happy reunion. We need to explain to everyone what happened with Monokuma.
Yes.
Explain? Explain what? But is it okay that you're here? What if the mastermind catches you?
It's true.
That's related to what I have to tell you all. I need to tell you all about the last class trial. Last class trial?
In other words,
We're going to redo Mukuro's trial.
Huh?
What? Seriously?
How about that?
What's the point of redoing it? Makoto killed her, right? No, I didn't do it like I keep telling you.
wrong.
Makoto isn't the killer, and of course it's not me or any of you. Then who is it?
I see.
What she's saying is it was all the work of the mastermind.
Huh?
What? You're saying the mastermind killed Mukuro?
That's right.
That's right. It was all an elaborate trap contrived by the mastermind. Makoto spotted the trap in time and did what he had to stop it.
However,
But his decision meant that he would be the one to die.
What did
You
you
spotted
say?
the trap, did you, Makoto? You make it sound like it was easy. I just,
however,
But executing Makoto, who wasn't the Blackened, is a clear violation of the school regulations. The rules state that only the Blackened is to be executed. The mastermind broke their own rules. Which is why I went and negotiated with them to have the trial one more time.
Huh?
And the mastermind agreed? Does that mean they really did break the rules? They had no choice but to agree. You used the TV broadcasting and the leverage you needed, didn't you?
correct.
Very observant of you.
Naturally.
I recall what you said at the end of the last trial, when you said, now it's the mastermind that's ensnared. That's what you were referring to.
Don't be mean!
Hey, I'm totally in the dark here. For anyone who doesn't understand, you can ask Kyoko to explain it again, later. So knowing all this, what do we do now?
About that.
It's about who killed Mukuro, right? So our job is to expose the mastermind? But there's more to it than that, correct? Yeah. For us to win this time, we have to solve every last mystery surrounding the school.
Huh?
Every last mystery?
But
But we've been looking around all this time. We still don't know anything, right?
Anyway,
You probably guessed already, but if we lose this time, everyone dies. Everyone?
I hate you.
Hey, who said you could agree to those terms without talking to the rest of us? I'm fine with things the way they are. I'm fine living here forever with Master. I meanwhile want to get out of here as soon as humanly possible.
anyway,
Anyway, at this point, the only way for us to survive is to unravel the truth. In other words,
Interesting.
one decisive final battle. A rather interesting development, I'd say.
But
But figuring out who the mastermind is and how they killed Mukuro and all the school's mysteries, it's a pretty tall friggin' order. But maybe this time the trial is different. We know who our enemy is now. So if we work together and search as hard as we can, I'm sure we'll solve all those mysteries. I'm not so sure about that. Huh?
I
can't agree with the idea of working together with everyone. You can't agree. Why not? I mean, working together with everyone seems like the most obvious way to solve all the mysteries.
indeed.
That's what I thought too, at first. Until Monokuma gave us that little hint of his. It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students.
I see.
Monokuma said that, didn't he? That in Kyoko's opinion is perfectly reasonable. Huh? But why?
So, in other
If the
words,
mastermind really is the one who killed Mukuro, as Kyoko says, then the mastermind would have had to set foot in this school, right? Monokuma could probably murder Mukuro, but there's no way he could have disguised the scene like that.
in other words,
But according to Monokuma, the only people who have set foot in Hope's Peak are the 16 students who have been taking part in the killing game. Then the mastermind is... There are 15 of us in the main hall at the very beginning. Add in Mukuro and you get 16. So the mastermind would have had to be one of them?
that's right.
And of those 16 people we started out with, the only ones still alive are the people standing right here. Need I continue, or do you get it now? You're saying the mastermind is one of us?
No way!
You can't be serious. Wait, we can't say for sure that's true yet. Monokuma might have just said all that to confuse us.
Indeed.
It's certainly a possibility, but only one among many. The mastermind being one of us is also a possibility. And that is one possibility we can't ignore. Yeah, I mean, they're an ultimate, right? The ultimate despair, so they must be a high schooler. You can't say it's not possible. But if one of us was the mastermind, they'd have to be controlling Monokuma somehow, right? But did you ever see anyone acting suspicious anytime Monokuma was active?
Well,
Maybe they snuck off and controlled him in secret.
but
I don't care how sneaky you are, we would have noticed someone sneaking off that many times.
I'm right?
Then maybe Monokuma was on autopilot. Maybe they loaded up all the dialogue and actions beforehand. In that case, there's no way he could have had all those back and forth conversations with us. Well, it wouldn't be entirely impossible if they directed the flow of the conversation. Well, maybe, but still. Uh-oh, ding dong bing bong already.
This is a school announcement.
Thank you for the follow, we believe.
You've all probably figured this out by now,
What?
but at this point, the killing game has now entered true ending mode.
True ending?
So, in the name of fairness, I will unlock every room in the school.
Oh boy.
Look wherever you want. Solve the mystery in whatever way you see fit.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Then we can all meet up at the class trial, okay?
How very magnanimous of him to unlock all the rooms.
That's fine.
The time for talk is done. Now we need to begin our investigation. But I was planning on working alone from the beginning anyway.
In the name of my
At
family.
this point, I can rely only on myself, on the Togami blood flowing through my veins. I have no time to worry about the rest of you. Each of you must uphold your responsibility.
Goodbye.
Well then. After making his final statement, Byakuya left the dining hall. Master, he didn't take me with him.
Hey.
Do you blame him? Without Master, the rest of you are like coffee with cream without the cream, or coffee. You're totally useless. So bye. With that, Toko trudged out of the dining hall. And now she's gone. And you're gonna go off by yourself, right, Kyoko?
Indeed.
That's right. Which just leaves Makoto, Hina, and me.
You know?
In that case, I'm gonna go by myself too.
just a second.
Wait, how come?
How about that?
Just wait and see. I'm gonna use my totally awesome spirit power to figure out the mastermind's identity. Everyone's really gonna go off by themselves? What about you, Hina? I guess I'll do the same thing.
But
I mean, it's not that I don't trust everyone, you know?
'Cause,
But
I
up till
mean-
now, I haven't really been all that useful. I just depended on Sakura and everyone else. You're not useless. If you hadn't been here, I would have died. Makoto. That's really nice of you to say. But still, I know I've mostly been totally useless.
okay.
So I figure at least here at the end, maybe I can find something that'll help us all get out of here. So I'm gonna go off and do it all on my own. Okay, see you later. Was in surprisingly high spirits as she dashed out of the dining hall, and once again, it's just us two.
Indeed.
Hey Tenma! So, you're gonna go off on your own too, right Kyoko?
However,
Well, don't misunderstand. Just because we're going to do our searches separately doesn't mean we can't still work together.
so
That goes for all of us. I think I see what you mean. Hey Killer! Doing our own investigating doesn't mean we can't work together in the end. I should just see it as us splitting up to cover more ground, and then we can get back together and share what we found. Yeah, that's right.
So then,
Well, I better get going. I have an endless list of things I need to check.
correct.
Monokuma said all the doors in the school have been unlocked, right? So we should be able to investigate every nook and cranny in the school. We can visit all the places we couldn't go before.
Makoto.
No, Makoto, no matter what it takes, we have to uncover the truth, by any means necessary. With that, Kyoko is gone, leaving only me. I have to begin my search. Still can't believe the mastermind might be one of us. So that's what I have to prove. I'll prove that the mastermind isn't one of us. I'll expose the mastermind's true identity and solve the mystery of the school. And then we can all escape together. Okay. You all didn't miss much. What you missed was basically we literally just walked into this room. Everyone was here. We explained what happened and how we explained how I lost my train of thought. Go, today's a day. Anyway, so what was I saying? We're trying to so Kyoko was explaining to everyone how, you know, like Makoto wasn't the killer, neither is she. It's all the work of the mastermind, and she said that she convinced Monokuma to let us do one last trial. But this trial, like, we have to just uncover like every mystery of the school. And we're gonna have one more trial. This one we have to get right, or else we're all just gonna get murdered. We're all just gonna die. And Monokuma also opened up every door to the school now in order for us to, you know, search the entire school. So now we're gonna do it. Alright, let's look at the file again. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. They had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. Once we find out who killed Mukuro Ikusaba, then we'll know who the mastermind is. So where should I start my investigation? Start with the rooms that were locked up until now. The headmaster's room, the biolab, and the door in the data center with Monokuma's face on it. And the second floor of the dorms where the gate was down before. That should be open now, right? After that, I'll have to double check the areas that are connected to the murder, which means the garden and the dojo. I feel like I should have like wrote those down or something. Oh, never mind. Places to check is right there. Perfect. Alright, let's see. We're gonna leave this room. And we're gonna we're gonna go over here. We have to go into all the rooms that we couldn't visit before, so that means... Actually, do I even need to like spend my coins anymore? Hey, Stitches! Do I need to spend my coins anymore? Like, am I even talking to people anymore at this point? I don't even know. I have a lot of coins. Oh, I already got that item before. Oh, I got lucky. Thanks, Stitches. It's taking too long to spend all these coins. Alright, so we're investigating the rest of the school for one final trial. Wait, where is the stairs here? Over here. There we go. Stitches! Alright, data lab. Layout's pretty. Oh, thank you! Yeah, they were new ones I just recently bought and been using for maybe about a month or so. Makoto, are you here to look around too? Is that what you're doing here? Yeah, I can't help but wonder about that Monokuma door.
Yeah!
So I figure, if all the doors in school have been unlocked, then that one should be open too, right?
But...
Although I couldn't bring myself to open it. Because it might explode, right? And that would really suck. So you open it. I'm sure she didn't mean it, but she made it sound like she was okay with me getting blown up. Alright, I will take the chance to get blown up. Okay, so I guess I'll open it. Wait, let me take cover first. I don't want to get exploded. Hina raced over to a nearby desk and hid underneath it. Okay, go ahead. Everything will be okay, right? Alright, here goes nothing. I threw all my weight into it, but the door opened much easier than I expected. Alright, yo, I'm curious what's in here. Whoa. There was no explosion, thankfully. My first impression was... Whoa, this place is totally sci-fi. Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing. Okay. What is this device? It looks like some kind of control panel. It's really over the top though, like some kind of military installation or something. Yeah, it kind of looks like a mech cockpit, right? Hifumi would probably freak out if he saw this. Cockpit? So the Monokuma room has a control panel that looks like some kind of cockpit. And could that mean...
Okay.
Alright, let's start poking at it or whatever. I'm gonna start pushing buttons. Hold on, you can't just or whatever, something like this. But it was too late. Hina was already jabbing away at the control panel. Huh? Did you hear that? Yeah, I think it came from the other room. Hina, what did you push? I'm not totally sure, but I think it was that one. The button that says Data Center. Data Center? Took a good look at the control panel and I saw a bunch of buttons, each with the name of the room next to it. Am I not in the data center right now? And just like Hina said, there was one labeled Data Center. That must be the one she pushed. But the Data Center, that's right next door. Yeah. The room we were just in, that's where the strange noise came from. I probably better go check it out.
Yeah.
Yes, please. I'm kind of scared out of my mind right now, so I'll just cheer you on from over here. Alright, hold on. I need to check this. It's a trap door. Right now I need to check out the data center. Oh, fine. Okay, let's get out. Did I just hear what I think I heard? Oh! Is that Monokuma? Why is he just... Yo, this is the first time he's just chilling. Okay. Hey! Give me all your donuts. Is that you, Hina?
What?
What? Oh man, busted. How did you know?
Say what?
Anyway, what is this? Some kind of remote control camera kind of setup? You don't even know what you're controlling? Oh.
Hello.
Well, I mean, I can't really see anything from in here.
Found it.
Guess what I found? A self-destruct button. Whatever you do, don't push it.
Too bad.
Oh man. Were you seriously gonna push it? Anyway, I guess that settles it. The room with the Monokuma drawing on it and the control panel inside. Alright, I guess we just drop a Monokuma according to the room name. Like, I just dropped some Monokuma in there, I don't know. Hey, Panda Bear! Whoa, long time no see. Anything else to look at in here? I don't think so. Ah! Whoa, hey Makoto, what the heck was that just now? Monokuma. Huh? What do you mean? What you were controlling just now, it was Monokuma.
Huh?
Monokuma? What? For real? Yep, looks like that panel definitely controls Monokuma. Which means the Mastermind has been controlling Monokuma from this room. Yeah, they were definitely in here. The Mastermind's been controlling Monokuma from this room. And this control room is totally separate from the data center area with all the monitors. In other words...
Hey.
Maybe the Mastermind can't monitor us and control Monokuma at the same time. Oh, Kyoko's theory was right.
But
If the Mastermind's been controlling Monokuma from here, that means they've been inside the school this whole time, right? I guess that would have to be true. But if that is true... this killing game, yeah, with 16 participants. The only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students. So that makes me think that one of us in the school is the Mastermind. Oh my god. Like someone among us. Among us. And the Mastermind Monokuma's puppeteer really is the 16th student. No, it can't be. Surprised I've been playing this. What do you mean? I've been playing this for a couple weeks now. There's no way, right? What's wrong, Makoto? I don't like that face you're making. Oh no, it's nothing. Oh, okay. What about you? Is everything okay? Surprised it took you this long to play it. Yeah, I know. I know. All my games were like on a backlog, you know? But like I never knew that this game even existed until I saw Bear play it. So, I just never knew this existed, you know?
'cause, I mean,
Oh well, it's just... This is where the Mastermind's been hiding, right? Who knows if they set up traps or something? can't say it isn't possible, but I really hope it's not true. So like, you want to leave soon? There's still lots of other places to check out. Yeah, good point. We can't waste all our time standing around here. Okay, you want to get going? Yeah. Alright, let's go. It's alright, better late than never. As soon as the door to the data center was closed, I heard a strange sound. What was that? Ah, the door, it just locked on its own. What? My hand shot out to grab the doorknob. You're right, it's locked, but why? I think I know why. Of course it's locked, because the data center is now restricted. I think that means that whoever checks the rooms, and if they leave the room, then like he locks it. That way, maybe when we all are talking later in the trial, we like have to trust each other, because only one person could see one piece of evidence at a time. You know what I mean?
Just a second.
Hey, no fair. You can't just go around restricting whatever you like.
Hey,
It's for your benefit, because if that room stays open, I won't be able to move around. Wait, what? He's literally outside of the room right now. Wait, if that room stays open, I won't be able to move around. Imagine how depressed everyone would get if the school mascot just up and stopped moving. Then that room.
Yep.
As you may have guessed, that's where my controls are. So right now you're being operated by someone in that room?
Yes, indeed.
Correct, Mundo. What? Yo, it had to have been like the little trap door. Someone probably like popped up. Like, there was a trap door in there, right?
You're a liar.
But that doesn't make any sense. We were just in there and we didn't see anyone. Oh, you didn't, did you? Are you sure you were as thorough as you could have been? Did you happen to check a certain suspicious hatch? Yeah, the hatch right there. The hatch on the floor? Too bad. That was your one big chance and you blew it. I'm pretty sure I checked it. What are you talking about, Monokuma? I checked it!
Too bad.
Of course that hatch can't be open from the outside anyway, so whatever. Now then, this room is officially restricted, so no more investigating. I'll be relying on you guys to tell the others. Peace. Okay, so it's just this room he's locking then. Okay, I feel like my first theory would have been smarter for him, but, you know. He's gone, but...
So,
was he telling the truth? The mastermind was hiding in there? In fact, if you think back to when we got locked out of the control room, that proves it for sure.
Huh?
Then, when I said we should leave, well, that hatch couldn't be open from the outside anyway, right? So it's not your fault.
Sorry.
Okay. Anyway, we don't have to let it get to us. We have to stay positive and make the most of the time we have left. You're right. If there's one thing I'm good at, it's keeping my body moving.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna go run around and tell everyone what we found here. Nice. You got me all motivated again.
You got it.
Okay, I'm out. See you later. Hina took off at a full sprint. I have to do what I can too. It's the only way forward. Alright, headmaster's room. Wait, where is it? Headmaster's room time. I'm really curious about what's in here. Kyoko said everything was scattered though, right? Papers are everywhere. Okay. This is the headmaster's room. I've heard an awful lot about it, but this will be my first time seeing it for myself. Makoto, it's you. Oh, Byakuya. Ho ho ho. Alright, let me look at everything. Documents scattered all over the floor. Somehow it makes me feel anxious. There are trophies and even a shield in the display case. Even in the headmaster's room, there's a monitor.
Come on.
Hey, Makoto,
Not
are you
possible.
ignoring me? You think I'll forgive that just because you're you?
Such
When we get out of
ignorance.
here, remember this moment. What? What are you talking about? Does he not want me to look at the thing without him? There's also a surveillance camera in the headmaster's room. The bookshelf seems really well made. It's filled with files and thick books. I'm gonna try it again.
Come on. Not possible. Such
Fine. Well, you came to the right place this time. Would you like to see something interesting? What do you mean something interesting? Take a look at this. It was on top of that pathetically ostentatious desk. Class number 78 student registry? It contains profiles for all of us and Mukuro.
So in other words,
Apparently, class number 78 refers to us. Wait, when we found Mukuro's profile in Kyoko's room...
I see.
That's right, I also mentioned class number 78. This must be where Kyoko got that page. And since the rest of our profiles are listed in there along with hers,
In other words,
there could be no doubt Mukuro was a student here at Hope's Peak Academy, just like the rest of us. Mukuro Ikusaba, the 16th student. That must be how Kyoko learned about it. But it seems like Kyoko was in a hurry. Huh, what do you mean? I'm talking about when she stole it. The uneven tearing, the way the paper had been crumpled, she must have been in a hurry. Well, since she snuck in to get it, I'm sure she wanted to get out as fast as possible. But what's your point? She was in so much of a hurry that she only got the first page. The first page? Correct. Mukuro's profile actually contains 2 pages. What?
so in other words,
In other words, when it comes to this profile, there was more information about Mukuro that we still didn't have. Yo, I really like it when this song starts playing. What kind of information is it? Why do you ask me to explain every little thing? You can read, can't you? Seems to be some sort of detailed report put together by the headmaster himself.
interesting.
I don't know what kind of man he was, but I'm glad he left us such an interesting clue. I was half listening to Byakuya as I skimmed through the report. Mukuro reappeared suddenly, and in the background an entity floats, close but just out of reach. The entity known as the Ultimate Despair. Right now I can't be sure if this is a single person or some kind of group. Whatever it is, Mukuro definitely has some sort of connection to it. I have a bad feeling about all this. I need to push forward with my research into the Ultimate Despair. And I need to pay attention to Mukuro's behavior too. This is just my gut feeling, but I think she's dangerous. Despite the countless battles she must have gone through as a member of Fenrir, when she entered Hope's Peak, she didn't display any signs of battle wounds or scars. But I thought she has a whole bunch of... Oh wait. When she entered Hope's Peak, she didn't display any signs of battle wounds or scars. But Kyoko wears gloves to hide scars on her hands. The fact alone proves her tremendous skill in battle. Naturally, I want to believe in her. She's one of my students after all, but if I decide she's a danger to the other students, I'll be forced to take all reasonable measures. Mukuro was a part of the Ultimate Despair. I don't think there can be any doubt about it now. But wouldn't that mean Mukuro and the Mastermind were allies? So why would they kill Mukuro? Plus, even the headmaster seemed to be afraid of what Mukuro was capable of. They wouldn't have to take her completely by surprise to kill her like that. Or maybe it means the Mastermind is even stronger than Mukuro was.
What?
What's wrong, Mukuro?
That's fine.
You seem to be lost in thought, but I should probably point out one other thing. There's another important bit of information within the file that you should note. What is it? Do you notice the picture in there? A picture of a girl perhaps you've never seen before. A girl who seems to be included as part of our class number 78. That should be enough for you to figure out who the girl is. And further information about that girl is included in the file. 5 foot 7 inches, 97 pounds, and it even lists her vitals, 31, 22, 32. I have to write this down. And I'm gonna compare it to everyone's freaking, compare it to everyone's profile, passports, handbooks, whatever they're called. Well, what do you think? What do I think? Are you asking me like if she has a nice body?
Stop talking.
You hopeless idiot. What I'm trying to tell you is maybe you'll want to keep that in mind for later. Maybe you'll make your way back to the corpse and maybe you'll think, oh, could that mean... Wait, is he trying to say... There's a chance the body isn't actually Mukuro? Is that what he's saying? Personally, what I'm thinking seems all but impossible. But it wouldn't hurt to confirm, right?
It's all clear.
That's all
now.
I was trying to say. What you do with that information is your business. So I'm back to being Byakuya's errand boy. Alright. Oh, and one last thing. It's a bit of advice for me to use, so I just you pay attention. You seem to be getting along with Kyoko quite well. It's not that we're getting along, she's just done a lot to help me. Well, don't put too much faith in her. Huh?
In other words,
The cost of that faith might be more than you can afford. What are you saying? Just what I think. Call it a hunch. A hunch? But my hunches tend to be proven right. The advice is free this time. Take it or don't, as you will. I'll keep it in mind, thanks.